We've eaten the vegetables. Dude, we've eaten the vegetables. Now we're getting ready to have the steak.
I came in for the good part, right when I got the 2 interceptions out of there, right close to it.
They're gone. It's great to see you, by the way. And it's awesome.
How are you doing?
Oh, I wish I could hug you, fist pump you, whatever. We'll do that. But yes, your timing was impeccable here, dude, because all that bad stuff's out of here. But walk us through what you're thinking, because it has not been great up to this point, but now all of a sudden you got a chance to flip the game.
Yeah, obviously the game wasn't going the way that we wanted it to go, especially as an offense. And I remember Coach Reed coming up to me after the second interception, and he just said, keep firing. And he told me to keep firing. And we're at the point now where we're in we call save mode, where we're trying to get a touchdown in the no-huddle offense as quickly as possible to give ourselves another possession. With the defense getting a stop. And obviously I would have liked to throw in a completion to Tyreek right here. Left it a little short, and he tried to come back to get it. But it ended up setting up one of the mini plays that kind of changed the season when we got to call Wasp and get the big play downfield.
Yeah, Patrick, this is perfect timing with Wasp. We've all seen the mic'd up where you're asking EB if you guys have time for it, but walk us through the play here. What's happening from your perspective?
Yeah, so obviously I was asking for this play not only for Tyreek, but we had kind of three of our guys with Sammy, Tyreek, and Kelsey all downfield, and it was a pretty good protection. And with the chip blocks, the offensive line gave me enough time to do like a 15, 14-step drop, and Tyreek ran a heck of a route. And I remember when I threw it, I was kind of getting ready to get hit, and all I was thinking about was don't throw it too far. And I should have known that with Tyreek out there that you can't throw it too far. So I just put it out there. He made a great play coming back to the ball, and we got it down into our side of the field.
I was talking to him earlier on a podcast about a month ago, and I was asking about the sequence. He said he was gasping for air. He had just run the route that got challenged. Then he's running this one. Then you're running again on this one.
I remember
you're running him out of gas.
After I threw the ball, I gave him that little signal to let him go up top again, and he was like, I'll do it. And then, but he could tell he was gassed, and he wasn't ready to run another 50 yards after he had just ran about 100.
To circle back to Wasp really fast, Mitch, on 3rd and 15 this season, Patrick was 13 of 17 for 299 yards and 3 touchdowns. Patrick, how do you pull this magic out of nowhere on 3rd and long?
I think the biggest thing, other than just throwing the ball and completing it, is we have a lot of guys on our team that can cover 15 yards very fast. And so when you have a Tyreek Hill running at you full speed, I feel like as a DB you have to backpedal. And you saw a lot of times where he would just run full speed and stop at the sticks, and I'd hit him, and the offensive line would give me enough time. And so that, as well as throwing it to guys who can make guys miss and get first downs that way, I feel like that gets missed a lot of times. So just taking what's there and guys making plays.
We were talking, and just right away, man, you get Kels right here, and everybody's going, this game has now changed. Yeah. What about this moment?
Yeah, I think before the drive, I think you can see in some of the mic'd ups, I just said, let's score a touchdown and just put the pressure on them. I feel like the whole game, the pressure was on us, and they were kind of showing us and kind of keeping the tempo of the game. But with us scoring a touchdown, they kind of put pressure on their offense that they needed to make some plays and move the ball down the field, or we're going to get back on the field quickly. And luckily, our defense, who came up big time and time again this season, this last season, they got a quick stop for us, and we were able to get the ball back again and make another run down the field and score another touchdown.
That was my question. I mean, when you guys score, just like you said, you put the pressure on them. I mean, just how pumped were you seeing the defense going out there with that energy and making sure the Niners weren't going to move the ball at all?
Yeah, I think if you look at our entire season and you see the progression that the defense made, and you see that, as my dog barks, as you see the progression and the adversity that we faced with injuries, we kind of were put up with our back up against the wall a lot during the season. And I thought in the playoffs and obviously in the Super Bowl that the whole season of the battle tested that we were kind of, it really built up to that moment. And it was really just the progression of that. The defense just stepped up at the biggest times of the game and got stops. I mean, this is a great play by Chris of getting double still making, or triple team to really look like, they're still making a play, and guys would just step up whenever their time was called. And I think that was a kind of a encompass of the entire season of guys just stepping up when their number got called.
Patrick, you said it best, that have to shift the pressure to them. This is a 48-second possession. 48 seconds, and you're going to get the ball back. What are you thinking over there going, we're going to get it back in less than a minute?
Yeah, it was actually it was a funny thing. We were going to get back in our regular set, a regular offensive set, and me and Coach Reed had talked about it on the sideline, and we had so much success with the no huddle offense. I was like, if we get a first down, let's just keep it rolling. Let's just keep the no huddle going. And I thought if you look at Coach Reed and Coach Bieniemy, they did a great job when you'll see this next drive of using the no huddle at some points, but then whenever we got to stop and you could see the guys were winded, they would huddle us back up and get other guys in the game. And so, I mean, if you watch, like, we get this first completion, and it's like we're right back in that no huddle, putting the pressure on their defense instead of letting their D-line and guys kind of rush us. And I thought that was a pivotal point in the game of just we hadn't done a lot this season of no huddle, and we ended up doing it in the right time and making this stuff happen.
So, Patrick, everyone talks about Wasp, but one play that doesn't get talked about that much is the play to Sammy Watkins here coming up. As we're leading into it, just walk me through the big play to Sammy Watkins, what you saw in that play, and how fired up that play got you guys.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Sammy was the hidden hero, I feel like, all season long, and especially in the playoffs. I mean, if you look at his stats in the playoffs in the last 2 years, I mean, it's pretty remarkable how he steps up whenever the big games happen. And you see this play, we have a good protection on, where we have almost a 6-7 man protection, and they bring the pressure, and it puts Sammy in a one-on-one on the backside. And I just trusted in him to make the play, him to get by a great corner in Richard Sherman, and he did. And I put it out there, and he made a great play. And it's actually funny. It's a play that my first year, he did the exact same release inside, which you're really not supposed to do on this play. And I throw it in the Atlanta Falcons game in the preseason, and he gets intercepted. And I remember the coaches saying, if he releases like that, don't throw it. And I thought about it, and I was like, man, he released, he got open again. I'm going to throw it again. And it worked out this time.
Well, here you go. This gets awesome here because you cash in so good in the red zone. But I'm going to ask you about Coach Reed because we're going to have the touchdown coming up. It's after this one. And Coach Reed at his best. And you take a pretty good shot right here from Tart. But using Tyreek here, he almost becomes the decoy. How good is Coach Reed in designing this stuff?
It's amazing because if you watch some of the games of our season, it's like he set that up for this moment. I mean, we've ran plays with Tyreek in the backfield, and he's getting the ball out of the back end, and done it all year long. And then we're going to use him as a decoy in the most pivotal play of our team's history of getting a touchdown to score and go up in the Super Bowl in the fourth quarter. And we used Tyreek as a decoy, gave to Damian. I mean, he had to beat 2 dudes down the sideline, and he got just enough to get in that end zone. And I'm just going to be honest, we were going for it even if it didn't get in there. We were going to go ahead and go for it all right there.
That was my next question. So the plan, if he didn't get in, was to go for it on fourth down?
Yeah, we had already got another play going. We were ready in case that they said that it was half a yard out. And we already had a play ready to go. I can't remember exactly the play. Probably run it next season. I won't tell y'all, but we had something ready to go for. We were going for it on the fourth down.
But Patrick, you'd already run Rose Bowl Parade. You couldn't run that again. So
it's crazy. I'm sure the story's been told. We practiced that play every single week from the first week of OTAs and ran it in the Super Bowl. Every single week. I was like, we got to keep doing this shift every single day. I mean, come on. And that practice worked out, and we got the touchdown in the Super Bowl. I mean, not the touchdown. I thought it was touchdown, but the first down.
Hey, man, I'm going to just jump in here. How good is his kickoff coverage? This is part of the pressure you were talking about. They stoned these guys twice inside the 20 as part of this whole sequence.
Yeah, I mean, it's a three-phase game. I think people forget that in the end, and they focus on one phase or the other on each and every team. But if you want to be champions, everybody has to be playing well. You have to have a great offense. You have to have a great defense. You have to have great special teams, and especially ones that make the plays in the right moments. And I think you saw that with us as the defense got better, the offense got better, and the special teams got better. And so that's what makes championship teams is everybody doing their part and finding a way to win.
So, Patrick, looking at this defense, one guy that really did his part was Frank Clark in the postseason. He seemed to close out games. He had 5 sacks in the postseason. It was the most since Von Miller in 2015. He kind of closes out this drive, too, eventually. Just how big was having Frank Clark on this defense here in the postseason for you guys?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, to have Frank Clark and all the plays he made down the stretch, I mean, we had a dominant D-line that really made plays the whole postseason. And like that, Chris Jones and Terrell Suggs and TK came on very strong at the end of the season. And, I mean, Frank, just the timeliness of his play, the plays that he makes, the way that whenever he got healthier and healthier as the season went on, you saw more and more plays be made. And you see guys who battle through injuries and come in and they work every single day. That's the guys that usually good things happen to, and that's what he did.
You know, we asked Tyron about, before you were on, about knowing and sensing that the opponent, that you've got them on their heels. Did you sense that in this game right here, that you're going, we got these guys in full retreat?
Yeah, in a sense, but at the same time, I wanted to keep the pressure on. Even after this play right here, where I was holding my breath as the ball was in the air. Even after this stop on this drive, I was still trying to tell the guys, let's finish the game. And I feel like in this league, you had until that clock hit 0. I mean, the game's not over. So it was, you could feel definitely that they were trying to figure out what to do to stop our momentum. But it was still nerve wracking until Damian kind of scored that touchdown. That's when I finally let out a little bit.
I'm with you on that Emmanuel Sanders play. I was in the press box in the corner, which is in that end zone, and I was watching Sanders, not the ball, and I saw him running, and I'm like putting my hands on my head, and then I realized the ball lands 20 yards in front of him. I'm like, okay, we're all right.
Yeah, I would say though, I think we would have scored again. We had like a minute and 30, and we had some timeouts. I mean, I would hope that we could at least get down there to get a field goal or something.
I'm confident in that as well.
Well, I was thinking the same thing. But now I'm also thinking like you're thinking. You only can run 15 seconds off the clock if you don't get a first down. They got 3 timeouts, meaning they're going to get it back at 1:10 if you don't get this done. And this is really pretty cool. Walk us through what the huddle was like here and what was being said.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about who wants it more at this point. I mean, you see this block by Sherm of still on the edge on the linebacker and then Damian making guys miss. I mean, we work on that 4-minute drill every single week, kind of like the Rose Bowl parade. I mean, we worked on it every single week. We work on those drills. Coach Reed puts us in those situations as he's holding in a smile right here, and puts us in situations where we're not supposed to succeed, and we have to find ways to do it. And I think that preparation is what puts us in these moments. I wish I could dance like this, and gets us to where we can succeed whenever our backs are against the wall.
So, Patrick, what can you say about Damian in this game and really the whole postseason? He was unbelievable, but he catches a touchdown, rushes for a touchdown there, rushes for over 100 yards. How big was he for you guys? Yeah,
I mean, he's a threat, catching the ball and running the ball, and he blocks. I mean, he really has every tool that you need in the running back, and he's someone that steps up big, kind of like Sammy. What we're saying, whenever the moment gets bigger, it's like he plays better. And to have guys like that on your team that you can trust, that are going to make plays happen, I mean, those are what championship teams have. So, yeah, this is a great block by Sherm. Fish does a great job as well, still on the edge right there. Pringle on the outside, dude's a monster, and getting into the end zone, almost untouched.
Is that when it became real for you? I mean, you realized, we're winning the Super Bowl. At that point, the lead was insurmountable. Was it real then, or did you still want to wait till the clock hit 0?
It was pretty real at that point. Like, I was finally kind of starting to hug some guys and do stuff like that. But I think when Kendall picked it off is when I really let loose and let it all go. I mean, like I said, I've been in a lot of football games, and you never know. So it was until Kendall got that interception, which was a great interception. I think that's when I finally let loose.
Patrick, one of the coolest moments for me in this game was after that interception, and you and Coach Reed, we're going to see it here in a second, had an embrace. We've seen a little bit of that mic'd up, but that moment for you to hug that guy, knowing a 21-year head coach who's going to the Hall of Fame, got it, and you helped him get it. What was going through your heart?
Yeah, I was just as happy for him as I was for myself, if not more. Here's the interception right here, great play. He put in the work every single year. I think that's the biggest thing that makes you feel so happy for him. Is he's in there earlier than everybody. He stays later. He's always has a smile on his face, and he's trying to get the best out of everyone to be the best person and the best player that they can be. And obviously, I thought before the game he was going to win. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and I thought just getting him that trophy that he so much deserved, I thought that was just kind of like a cherry on top to get him that trophy, and hopefully we can get him many more as we keep on going.
Well, that being said, we're going to get joined. You get somebody to add to the huddle here. And I love it because coach is still coaching. You're still playing like, well, wait a minute. They still have 2 timeouts. But welcome now the chairman and CEO of the Kansas City Chiefs, Clark Hunt. And your timing is perfect, sir, at the last 57 seconds of this game.
Hey, guys, it's great to be on with you. I don't know that my timing is as good as Patrick's. I like how Patrick showed up at the 7-minute mark because he knew there were a lot of good things happening at that point.
I think I saw the second interception. I was like, it's time to go. I can hop on the call now.
But for you, Clark, what's flowing through your body at this moment? And your thoughts as you're rushing down on that field.
Well, unfortunately, I missed a couple minutes getting downstairs after we scored the touchdown to go ahead. We started to head downstairs, so I didn't really get a good chance to see the touchdown that iced it. But I was on the sideline there while this is going on, and the sideline was absolutely chaos. Everybody was trying to hug Andy, myself included. He's still trying to coach the game. The guys are trying to throw Gatorade on him. It was mayhem, and I'm glad we didn't end up with a penalty.
Clark, with 10 minutes left, it wasn't looking great for the Chiefs, down 10 points. What gave you confidence at that point that Patrick and the Chiefs offense and defense and everyone could come back and win this game?
Yeah, well, I won't lie to you. We were all pretty nervous. I think our box was a little bit tight. But we also had the benefit of having watched the 2 playoff games and seen the team come back from deficits where it looked like we were really, really dead in those games. So we knew that Patrick and his teammates could get it done. We just had to keep the faith. And, when Patrick converted Wasp to Tyreek, we knew we were still alive. And then the touchdown to Kelsey shortly after that. At that point, I knew the comeback was on, and it was just a matter of time.
Pat, one more question, then we'll let you go, and it has to deal with I think we're all incredibly proud of you because I said that this year you didn't I thought you were better this year than last year, just in how you had to show toughness and just grind it out. That's kind of the way the NFL is, but you've shown also in the last couple of weeks some of your heart and your sincerity and just the leadership that you bring to this team, both on and off the field. So just one final comment from you as you see this kind of crowning moment for this franchise.
Yeah, it's amazing. For all the people that were fans for 50 years and never got to see the championship and get to the Super Bowl, it's amazing. But I just want to tell them that's just a start. We have a long future ahead, and we're going to keep on going. We're not going to settle with just one. We're going to fight our way to find another way to get back on top and to get many more, hopefully, in the Chiefs Kingdom.